Chapter 1: How Families Change. Like branches of a tree, we grow in different directions, yet our roots remain one. In this chapter, we will learn about changing family structures, transfer, migration, displacement. Changing family structures. As children, we live with our parents in a nuclear family or a joint family. When we grow up, most of us move to different places for higher education or jobs. When we move out, our family units change. While most people move to different places for education and employment, there are other reasons as well for people to move from one place to another. Let us learn about them and understand how families change due to these reasons. Migration. The movement of people from one place to another is called migration. People who move from one place to another are called migrants. Sometimes people move within the country they live, such as from village to a city or from one city to another. This is called internal migration. On the other hand, when people move from one country to another, it is called international migration. The act of leaving one's own country to permanently live in another country is known as emigration, and the people who do so are called emigrants. The process of coming to live in another country that is not one's own is called immigration, and such people are known as immigrants. Migration for education. Neil has an elder sister, Neelima. Both the children live with their parents in Kashmir. Neelima has completed her schooling and now she will study and receive training to become a pilot. For this, she will move to Maharashtra. Nakul's father is a carpenter. While Nakul's family lives in a village, his paternal uncle lives in city for work. Nakul's father wants him to study in a good school in the city. So, he is going to send Nakul to his uncle's house. There Nakul can stay with his uncle and go to a good school to study. Migration for jobs. Misha was looking at some very old photographs of her grandfather when he used to be in college. There were many other people in those photographs. Misha could not recognize everyone. So she asked her father who those people were. Misha's father told her that the people in the photographs are his uncles and aunts. Misha then asked, "Where are your aunts and uncles now? Why don't they live with us?" Her father explained that two of his uncles and one aunt moved away for job opportunities and they now live in different cities. A few years ago, Chandan used to live in a village in Bihar with his parents, wife, and two children. Both he and his wife were farmers, but they did not own any land. Instead, they worked as daily wage laborers, people who get paid by the day, in the fields of land owners. The money they earned from their work was not enough to support the family. So Chandan decided to move to Delhi in search of a better job. He soon found the job of a security guard at an office that paid him well. In some time, his wife and children also migrated to Delhi to stay with him. His parents continued to live in the village. Chandan sends them money every month for their expenses. Once the fields have been sown and harvested, people who work as daily wage laborers may not have work for some time in a year. So such people travel to other places in search of work. When it's time again to sow or harvest the fields, they return to their villages. This is known as seasonal migration. Monica lives in a small house in Kolkata with her parents and grandparents. Her father has got a new job in the USA. So Monica will now be moving out of the country with her family. Her father has taken up this job to improve the standard of living, the amount of money, and the level of comfort a person has of the family. Migration due to marriage. When Misha was looking at her grandfather's old pictures, her father told her that he has 3 aunts. 2 of those aunts got married and left their parents' home for their husbands' homes. In the Indian culture, women leave their parents' home after getting married and become a part of their husband's family. After marriage, women may move within the same city to a different city or to a different country to live with a husband and in-laws. So marriages are one of the important reasons of migration. They also bring about changes in the family structure. As a new family member, the bride joins another family. More members get added to the family as children are born. Migration for other reasons. Rishabh lives in Mumbai with his parents and elder brother. His grandparents live in their ancestral house in Lucknow. They are very old and have not been keeping well. So his grandparents are moving to Mumbai to permanently live with Rishabh's parents. There, Rishabh's parents can look after them. Transfer. Mohan's father works for a bank. Recently, the bank has transferred his father from Delhi to Chandigarh. So Mohan, his mother, and his younger brother would now move with his father to live in a new city. People who work in banks and in the defense forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, get transferred to different places from time to time. Their families also move along with them. Such jobs are called transferable jobs. Displacement. Malu and his family live in a village. Along with other villagers, they had to leave the village because of a flood. Sometimes people get displaced, force people to move away from their homes to another place due to natural calamities, and even that causes great damage to people's lives, property, etc., such as floods and droughts. Wars and other difficult situations also cause displacement of people. Displacement is forced migration, as it is difficult to leave one's home and move to another place. Many times, displaced people face a lot of problems as they lose their homes, belongings, and source of livelihood. Sometimes, government takes over large areas of land to build roads, airports, dams, etc. People who live in those areas get displaced because of this. To help the displaced people, the government mostly provides them another place to live or a compensation, money that somebody gives you because they have damaged something that you own. You might have heard about slums getting demolished to destroy something, such as a building. This is because slums are illegal, not allowed by the law, dwellings. Poor people who live in slums get displaced because of demolition. Sometimes the government also demolishes the buildings that are not safe for people living in them, as those buildings can collapse. So people living in such buildings get displaced usually. The government helps such people in resettling at a new place. Let's recap. Family structures change as family members move to other places. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another. People migrate for education, better job opportunities, to look after family members, and for a better standard of living. People who work in banks and in the defense forces have transferable jobs. The forced movement of people away from their homes to another place is called displacement. Demolition of homes also causes displacement of people.